Hello everyone. Out of the millions of hours of movies, TV shows, music, pornography, and other streams available to you, you have chosen to be here, and we think that's pretty nice. This is JohnRamboPresents the show. My name is John, and I am joined by our own personal juice bar. Ladies and gentlemen, OJ is here.
Hello, my friends.
Welcome. How you doing, sir?
That was insane.
That was our intro that was made by a Ramborgian. His name is Darragh. Hope I'm saying his name correct. Darragh Cattigan. And it was an awesome intro. I assume he had to make the characters in the game, which I'm sure was no easy task. Then he had to make the video, and then he sent me the entire video. So it was several difficult steps that he did, and I much appreciate it, which means I didn't have to make an intro this week, which I always think is great. You know. So John, how's it going today, sir?
It's going all right.
I noticed the shirt you were wearing when you first sat down. You're wearing a shirt with you on it.
It's not me.
Stand up. Like, you're on the shirt. Look, right there. That's you and the guy for the Lannister, Tyrion Lannister, right? When you met him, you guys took a shirt together.
Oh gosh, yeah. It was really hard to pose for that photo. I mean, the guy was really nice, though. I mean, I gotta say, Peter Dinklage is super nice. Did you
meet Penn Jillette?
Almost.
You went to a show, I assume. You didn't tell me this.
Yeah, after the show, he and Teller stand outside, and they'll sign stuff for you, and they'll meet you.
Yeah.
And that was the night that my friends discovered that someone had opened the hotel room and left it open, and they were scared someone had stolen their stuff, but they hadn't been able to go through everything to make sure. So
I don't even know anything about this
away from the hotel.
So you didn't get to meet him?
No.
I would love to get the picture with the two of you.
Oh yeah, that would be great.
You could be like, "You're my father,
Daddy.
You owe me child support." And he would just look at you and go, "Oh, I must be true."
I just need to go up to him, grow a little goatee, and paint one fingernail.
All right, there you go. So John, we are now 75 episodes in of the show. Pretty crazy. Pretty amazing. It's been a great ride.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll say.
That's correct. And we've had some fun times. We've had some frightening times, some sad times, all kinds of different emotions.
Especially
all kinds
sad.
Of things. And during the course of the 75 episodes, from time to time, people will say that I give you a little bit of a hard time, or I like to...
no one says that, John. No one's ever said that, ever.
I like to troll you or get your goose. I like to get OJ's goose, is what people like to say. People say that all the time. John, you love to get OJ's goose. And ironically enough, this past weekend we were filming, and you had your ultimate revenge on me, John. OJ's ultimate revenge happened. We're basically doing this scene. I'm not sure really how to describe this, but in the scene, I was acting in it. And John was basically the cameraman, the director, if you will, right? You were the man behind the camera.
You're even now trolling me with Duke.
Which is kind of different, because usually it's the other way around. So John's in the director's seat, and he's all pompous and full of juice, and he's going, "Oh, I do this and that." And the scene basically called for me to be like thrown on the ground, right? And I don't really know.
Threw you on the ground.
I was basically thrown on the ground. I don't really know how to do this, like how you're supposed to do it. The only way, in my mind, it was like, okay, I watch wrestling, so I was trying to take basically a wrestling bump. And that's what I was trying to do. I don't really know how to do this. And
good job, though.
We did, yeah. I was literally throwing myself on the floor. And then OG's like, "Well, why don't we put down mats or something, like a cushion?"
Yeah, I have tons of cushions.
So I go, "No, it must be real. It cannot be fake. It must be real. You must be able to see it, hear it, like it is." So we do it one time, and I throw myself on the ground, and it's like a wooden floor. It's a hard wooden floor, and then John
beating it into submission.
Now there's a hole in it. So then John's basically like, "No, it didn't come out right." I'm like, "What do you mean?" Yeah. "Oh, well, there's something wrong with the shot. Do it again." So then I do it again, and he's, "Oh, wait a minute. I could see myself in the shot in the camera. Do it again." And this went on probably 6-7 times. And halfway through it, I'm like, I think my wrist is broken, because I was basically throwing myself on the floor, and what I was doing stupidly was I was using my wrists to, like, basically, like, stop my fall, you know?
Well, yeah, otherwise you hurt vital things like noses and eyes.
Well, you can't hurt the nose. It's the integral part of the whole thing.
I don't want blue on my floor.
Yeah. So this went on, and my wrist is hurting. He goes, no, he just goes, do it again.
Hey, you're actually putting me in a better light than I'd expected here.
And I'm not sure.
What actually happened was more like,
well, I don't know what
John,
happened.
Sorry, I couldn't figure out how to zoom and focus at the same time. Could you do that again? Wait, I know I've got this. One more. I'm gonna get this.
Yeah, I mean, we usually try things that we can't really do for some reason, and we were trying to do something where, like, as I fell, the camera zoomed out. You know?
Yeah.
And I think you were trying to get revenge on me, like I said, because most of the time it was like, oh, I see myself. But couldn't you tell you were in it before you fell? You hit record.
No, John. The reason I saw myself was because of the zoom.
Yeah, but you should be able to see, like, before we hit record, this is what I'm going to do. Do I see anything that's not supposed to be there?
I did, but the thing is, I zoomed during the shot.
All right,
and I zoomed too far. It's very hard to be like, perfectly.
We got some nice behind-the-scenes footage where I'm just laying on the ground, like, almost in tears, and just motionless, and you decide to keep the camera on, and there was some fun times. But I think we actually got one that's workable.
I hope so.
I'm not sure. We'll see. And that was that, John. Did you have a good time as the cameraman?
That was fun. I wish that I was better at being a camera person, but
that was fun.
I just haven't spent that much time practicing it.
I like sitting and making you fall on your face. That was fun.
It wasn't your face, it was your wrists and chest.
Yeah.
And your knees.
Right.
It's always fun.
So I feel fine, though.
I hope so. If you hurt your wrists, then we're effed.
If I ever have any future, like, issues, I'll know who to blame. But right now, it's okay. So, that's it. I just want to talk a little bit more about John's Man Hole Punches for like a minute or two. What we got coming out is like pretty crazy. We kind of did more than we should have in a lot of ways. I hope not.
Yeah.
I hope people go, this is great. It's looking like the next episode's about a half hour, which is episode 6.
Yeah.
And now the problem is episode 7. It's looking like it's about 45 minutes long.
It's looking beastly.
So I'm like, all right, we could split it up. There's a really great place to split it. But the way that the episode's set up and the way it's paced, you might have an episode that sucks because half of it is like a lot of talking. It's very heavy on talking. And the second half is like a lot of action. So if you split it up, you're going to have one episode that's like all talking. There's no real action in it. And then you're going to have one that's like probably really good. So I don't know what we should do right now. We're basically going to figure it out before we put them out.
Yeah, I mean, I'm of the opinion that we should film what we want to do, and then see what happens if we stop at that point and start at the other point, and if we need to add something else in or whatever. I don't know. We're gonna do what we can to make the best episodes for you, and I don't think too poorly if we had a talking episode because
it's not like terrible talking. It's not like horrible.
No, well, I mean, you hear my voice for.
But I know some people are gonna go, oh, this is a little slower because episode 6 got a lot of cool stuff. And then you're gonna have the next. If it's just that one part, you're gonna be like, oh, it's a lot slower, and people might not like that. But
yeah,
at the end of the day, I'm just gonna do whatever I want to do, which is what we always do, which a lot of times is to our own detriment.
Yeah, pretty much.
That we just kind of do whatever we want, and a lot of times it's not good. For like views wise, money wise, things like that. But we tend to have our own vision, and our vision is very stubborn, and that's what we do. So
yeah,
live or die.
Also, yeah,
you want to live or die, being yourself and doing what you want to do, instead of being very successful doing what other people want you to do. Right? Is that true? I don't know. I'll let you know in 5 years if that's true or not.
Oh, you mean when Schnoz Man Hole Punch is over?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
No, but I'm very happy with what we've got so far. John's done an amazing job with the writing and the editing. It's just incredible. So I think once it's finally out there for you guys, you're going to go nuts.
Yeesh. I hope so.
Not to talk it up too much.
Right. I just want to reiterate, last week we set up the Trotta Facebook fan club, and it's going very well. I saw a lot of you guys left great messages on there. Ed's on there leaving messages. John,
Nice.
if you want to check that out, if you haven't joined yet,
I liked it. I never like things, John, on Facebook, and I
did
like
like it.
that. I hate liking things on Facebook, and I like that.
Well, if you didn't like it, I would tell Ed that you didn't like it because Ed will be on the show next week.
I could have told him myself, but I don't want to because I did not like it.
Well, then we don't even have to bring it up. It's a done deal. Signed, sealed, delivered. So Ed looks like Ed's coming on next week, probably for maybe towards the end of the show, maybe a half hour or so. He's going to perform something. I don't know what he has planned for us. Maybe he's going to play guitar or something like that. I don't know. But he's going to come on once a month, like we talked about. And it looks like that will be next week.
This is good. I haven't interacted with him in a long time.
And if you'd like to join the Ed Trotta fan club, if you have not done so, the link will be in the description of the YouTube video.
I highly recommend.
Have you seen the new YouTube layout thing?
No.
It's pretty crazy. They're changing it again.
Dang it, they changed again?
They're changing it again, yeah. It's pretty wacky.
Did they? Well, they keep yelling at you to put your real name out there too, right?
It's called One Channel. So what it does is the mobile version, the PC version, all look the same basically.
What?
It like makes it all the same. It's one channel.
So did they make the mobile version better or the PC version worse?
The PC version's worse.
Yay!
So maybe
oh my gosh, how will I ever navigate YouTube when it looks different on my phone and on my actual computing device?
So OJ, since you're the one that does all the adventures for us and reports back to us, you are our correspondent, we're going to have you this week do the new YouTube. You're going to tell us next week what you think about the changes and stuff. What do you think about that?
I can do that as long as I remember to do that.
I will remind you. I'll call you in the middle of the night and tell you to do it.
Oh, like you did in Vegas.
Well, that was not the middle of the night for me, only for you. So that's completely different.
Fine.
John, there's a story that you told me this weekend that I thought was very funny.
Uh-oh.
I'll let you, if you don't mind, I would like you to tell the story to everybody. It's the Jadiekins story. Do you mind telling this to everyone?
Oh, dear Bob.
Is this all right?
Okay. So at New York Comic Con a couple years ago, I met a lot of people and got a lot of business cards from a bunch of people. And I pretty much just collected them and stacked them up by my computer, intending to go look at their websites or, go do some stuff. A lot of them are really cool people who I wouldn't mind getting in touch with again, but whatever. So I've got this stack of business cards. And as you'll remember, back last December? Or was it last year?
It was October during the, it was last year.
When it snowed in October last year, John
2011.
came to stay at my house because
Halloween 2011.
Halloween 2011, John came to stay at my house because everything was exploded.
Yeah.
There was power outages, trees down. It was basically a cluster pone. Anyway, so John was staying at my house while I was at work, and he needed access to a computing device. So we had my computer, and I normally lock my computer with a password. And naturally, I didn't want to tell John my all-important, amazing computer password. So I changed it, and I needed something to change it to that would be fairly easy to remember. So I started going through the business cards on my computer, on the desk, and the one on top, I was looking for something that wasn't a real word because those make better passwords. And I found one, and the one on top, the password was Jadiekins.
Why was it? Because that was like someone's name or something?
Yeah, that was somebody's DeviantArt handle. All
right, so you needed we'll break this down. So you needed a password for the computer. You didn't want to tell me your real password because I don't know. You didn't trust me, whatever. Well, that's a whole other show. It's a whole other story.
No one knows it.
So, so you grab whatever you found. He found a business card. There was a name, Jadiekins, on this card. So he makes that the computer password. You have the card. Okay, there it is. All right, let's keep going with this.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've actually got a bunch more cards up here, too.
Yeah.
And I just knocked something over. I hope it wasn't important. Anyway.
And it's been your password for 2 years, basically.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't feel like changing it in case it came back, which you ended up doing at some point.
Yeah.
So, fast forward about a year and a half or so, and my girlfriend's staying over, and she's at my house, and I have to go drive somebody home. So she's like, "Hey, can I use your computer?" I'm like, "Yeah." It's probably locked right now, but the password is Jadiekins, and it's on a business card right near my computer.
Yeah.
And she says, "Oh, okay, that's cool." I'm like, "You want me to write it down?" She's like, "No, I got it." I'm like, "It's on a business card." She's like, "Yeah, that's cool." And so I'm driving. I'm going to pick up my friends at the train station because we're gonna play board games and stuff.
Of course.
And she was finishing watching an episode of a Korean drama. What was it called? I don't remember what it was called, but it was about cooking. It was about cooking.
Yes.
And so I get a text message when I'm waiting at the train station for the train to arrive. She says, "Hey, what's the password? I can't get in." I'm like, "It's Jadiekins." She's like, so she sends me a message back. "That's not Jabberwocky at all." I'm like, "Jabberwocky?"
She thought you said Jabberwocky?
She thought I said Jabberwocky.
Right. So now she knows it's Jadiekins is the password. So what happens next?
Yeah. So she says, "Oh, that's not Jabberwocky at all." She says, more importantly, why is one of my friend's DeviantArt handles the password for your computer?
Oh!
Like,
OG got busted.
What?
OG got busted. So I guess the card it's belongs to some chick that you met at a convention. That's her card.
Yeah, she was one of the artists that helped me set up my booth and vice versa.
She gave you the card. So then your girlfriend's over. She looks at, this is what your password, looks at the card. It's someone she actually knows, ironically. And now all of a sudden she thinks OJ's some kind of like convention-going playboy where he knows all these different chicks at the conventions, makes them password, blah, blah, blah. So then you had to you were in hot water a little bit.
She's like, I told her what I told you, which was that I changed the password so you could use my machine. And she's like, "Oh, okay. So whatever."
She knew it was okay because I was involved in the story, so she's like, "All right, I trust him."
And she knows you'd never do anything terrible or horrible or anything to embarrass me at all.
Well, that's not really true.
Clearly.
But so do you think she was a little like confused, like what was going on here?
She's like, "What is this? What? Why?" Maybe she just thought it was interesting. Like, what? But I mean, it's a password. That's supposed to be like something secret.
I think anyone else should probably question it, but with you, I think so many things make no sense.
Convenient. Like, I mean, what else was I gonna pick?
What else are you gonna pick? 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe. Password is the password.
I could have picked Granias.
Yeah. So she was okay with this whole story, right?
Dusty Roses.
You're not in trouble anymore.
Apparently not. Oh man, I forgot about this webcomic.
Do you think if you go to like a convention with her, right? You're walking around and Jadiekins is there. Let's say she's walking by you guys. You think it's like an awkward moment at all?
Probably not, unless she thought I was creepy for some odd reason.
All right. Well, that's that. John, I thought it was a funny story.
It was pretty funny.
John, well, it's funny though because you have all these. It's a whole nother thing going on, you know.
Yeah.
That you tell me about this stuff. John, there's a new pope now.
Oh, they finished the elections. Hold on, I dropped something behind the monitor. Keep talking.
What did you drop?
I don't know.
Jadiekins card?
It's a Luigi. I dropped a Luigi.
Should we have Jadiekins on the show? All right, put it back.
I put it back.
Sit down, Pendulette. Yeah, I don't think there is elections. It's a very mysterious process no one really understands. But
I don't know how to do it.
So you and I are both Catholic, as we've talked about. So we have a new role model to follow, John. A new leader to lead us. And that's about it. So he's taken the name of Pope Francis after St. Francis of Assisi. You know him, right?
I've heard of him.
And his name is Jorge Mario Bergoglio from Argentina.
Really?
Yeah, you didn't know about that? Oh, you were at work all day and stuff, right?
Yeah, I was working.
You were in OJ World.
Yes.
So it's all set up from Argentina. It's pretty cool. And I went on CNN, and they had a quote that he gave, right? When he came out, I guess they blow like this white smoke in the air. I don't know if that's kind of like like the scarecrow gas.
Maybe
I don't know.
It's incense. It's probably incense.
It's like the Joker serum or something. I don't know. They blow it out. It's white smoke. That's how you know that they have made a new pope. And this guy comes out, and the quote that they put on CNN, I don't know if he said more than this. I don't know what happened. All they wrote was he came out, and he said, and I quote, "Here I am." That's it. Here I am.
That's his entire quote?
That's all it said, yeah.
Wait, that's all he said?
I don't know if that's all he said. That's what they wrote that he said. That's all he said, according to them. Here I am. Here I am. And then he just walks
Rock
away.
you like a hurricane?
And the people chanted, Viva il Papa. Which is what people often chant for you, I know. And I started looking at all this different stuff about Catholics and stuff like that. Different facts. Do you know what country has the most Catholics in it? Take a guess. I don't think you'll get it.
It's not going to be the Vatican because it's tiny.
Which country, yeah, which country has the most amount?
Well, Argentina just lost one, so it can't be Argentina. I'm going to say Brazil.
You got it right. How did you know that?
I just always thought of Brazil as being very religious.
Well, they have that big statue there.
Yeah.
Huh. All right. Well, you got it right.
Sorry, I know you wanted to surprise me and stuff, but I just figured it was
I'm
going to be
impressed.
something
I'm impressed
like
with
that.
you. I'm impressed by
Thank
that.
you.
You're a good Catholic, obviously. So I was thinking, like, you know, before they made this decision, I made like a short list of like who I think should be the candidates. I don't know if you did that. I know a lot of people did it. Who they wanted to be the Pope. So I made a list. What I want to do is I'm just gonna read it off, and you can tell me who you like think how you think they would have done as the Pope. All right.
Okay.
So I think you think of the Pope, you need someone that's almost like a showman. He needs to go out in front of thousands of people and entertain them and spread the good word, right?
Okay.
So, you know, why not go from like someone from Hollywood who has experience doing this kind of thing, like stage and film and stuff like that, right?
Okay.
That makes
So
sense.
who's the one who's gonna get out there for us?
I chose someone that is a celebrity, also has international appeal, and he's just done so many things for decades. Mr. David Hasselhoff. What do you think about? How do you think he would have done as the
First
Pope?
of all, Germans love David Hasselhoff.
Right. So maybe you convert some people from Germany into Catholicism.
Well,
Everyone loves him, really, not just Germans. Let's be honest.
the only problem is that if you put the Pope hat on him,
Yeah.
he loses the power of his curly locks.
Oh wow. All right. So this is
mean-
why I'm bringing this up to you. You have a whole other perspective.
See, he wouldn't be bad. It's just he loses a little bit of charisma when if they build a clear Pope hat,
Yeah.
then we'll be okay. But that might
Imagine he
not
had
be traditional enough.
imagine he had the Knight Rider car instead of the Pope Mobile.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
that would
Michael.
be amazing.
Michael, bring us to the synagogue now to tell them they're wrong about their religion, Michael. Michael, there's some non-believers there. Should I ram them with myself?
Would they still have Mr. Feeney do the voice?
Oh yeah, they just made a commercial where he's doing it. And it's the car.
No way!
Uh-huh.
That's awesome.
All right, so Hasselhoff's out because of the hair. And I think that was a great point that you made there.
Okay.
Excellent job.
Thank
So then I'm thinking, all right, well, maybe like a Hollywood person, they're known for like they probably worship Satan and they do drugs and prostitutes and stuff like that. They're not really good people, so they probably can't be the Pope. What about someone that's a former politician that's used to the corporate politicking, the things that go on behind the scenes in the Vatican, that you want to get your way, that they know how to do this stuff, right? They're campaigners. So what about someone that isn't really doing much anymore? We used to do a lot of things. George W. Bush. What do you think about that?
Huh.
As the Pope.
He's obviously a religious man.
He's very religious.
I know he's not Catholic, but
Well, I don't know if that. I don't think it's okay.
change.
So that's the only problem right now is he's not Catholic. That's the only drawback.
Well, I don't think he speaks Latin. I don't think that's required.
Do you think he could learn?
Do I have to answer?
All right, so there's a couple things against him right now.
Okay. You know, I'm trying to think of anything that would really rule him out.
Yeah.
I mean, he
Do you
was a
think the outfit-
pilot, right?
I don't think that was real. I think they just said that he was.
Oh, okay. Because
Do you think he would look all right in the outfit?
it's tough. Well, that would hide his ears, right? That would give him more charisma.
Right.
He would get Hasselhoff's lost charisma.
Right. All right. So far he's winning.
Yeah. So far, he's in the lead.
But I don't know. Does the Pope have the ability to attack countries and be involved in wars and things? He likes that.
Well,
Could that be
no,
done?
not as such, but he can strongly suggest that other countries have a religious duty to attack someone. Not that I'm suggesting he do so.
All right. So he's not looking too bad. All right. Here's my next
So far,
one.
he's our front runner.
So far, he's the front runner. So we'll actually decide maybe at the end of this. Hasselhoff, he seems like he's just not going to make it.
We need to pick a name for him too.
Oh, we'll come with a Pope name for whoever wins.
Yeah.
All right, so then I'm thinking, all right, maybe instead of a politician, instead of a Hollywood person, you have like an athlete, someone who's in great physical shape. Because that's what happened to the last Pope. He wasn't feeling very well. He's older.
Oh, yeah.
And that's why he didn't want to be the Pope anymore. So get someone who's in great physical condition, and also someone that's known the world over, and also is used to media scrutiny and entertaining people as well. How about Michael Jordan as the Pope?
Air Jordan.
Air Jordan, there could be a Popal version of the sneaker.
Oh my gosh, I need a pen like right now.
You're going to do it, and they start selling like the Pope hats with the Jordan symbol on it. OJ's going to make it up for us.
All right, this is going to look pretty terrible because...
What is that? Oh, it's a Nike swoosh with
Nike swoosh with a halo?
Okay, yeah. Or the Jumpman. You go with the halo on it.
Oh, yeah, I can't effing draw
I think the problem with Jordan is that he's so tall.
He's that much closer to heaven, John.
Well, a lot of the stuff in the Vatican is built hundreds of years ago. People weren't really that tall then. And it was mostly built for small Italian men that were popes. And like he might just break stuff. He's so big. He might break Michelangelo's painting on the ceiling. He could just stand up. His head would go right through.
Yeah, but he could also repair the painting without the use of a scaffold.
Yeah, but if he broke it in the first place, then he would be disqualified as the Pope, and the whole thing would be a waste. They would have to go, why did we blow this white smoke for him? And he has so many endorsement deals, I don't know if that would jive with what the Pope's
think about it. He's
supposed to do.
already saved the planet from the Monstars.
That's true. But he's not very good at baseball.
He would gladly sacrifice himself for the people of Earth.
But I think that the Pope should be a little bit better at baseball than he is.
Oh.
So.
Are you going to make an Angels in the Outfield joke, John?
No, I'm not. You already made a Space Jam joke. If you do both of those in the same hour span, the world ends. So I think Michael Jordan's next. He's just too tall. I don't know.
I don't think his height rules him out. I really don't. I think that... Oh my gosh, that is super cute. I think that his height would make him that much closer to heaven. So...
Okay. People are saying Shaq should be the Pope in the chat right now.
Shaq.
Dennis Rodman, a few other people.
I mean, he has his own martial art. That gives him some benefit here.
Right.
The fact that his game did not sell is a kind of a strike against him.
There's supposed to be another Shaq game coming out.
But you can't really have Pope Shaq because he basically played a djinn. He played like a demon, right? In Shazam.
Oh, yeah. All right.
I mean, that's got to be a deal breaker.
All right. Okay, so I think George W. Bush is still winning.
Yeah.
My next
fine.
one.
We'll go with Bush so far.
I got two more. My next one. A lot of people say the Catholics have become too conservative. They're become very stingy in their beliefs, and they don't. Maybe the world's become a little more liberal than they're willing to accept.
Please tell me it's Warren Buffett.
It's not.
Oh, okay.
So you maybe need someone that's going to kind of be completely different, kind of, break down this conservative boys club that they have. The first female pope, former porn star, Jenna Jameson. What do you think about that?
I'm really ashamed of myself because the first thing that popped in my head was that doesn't count as being holy. Terrible, I know.
She is very holy. What do you think about Jenna Jameson as the Pope?
Well,
she can have a Pope outfit that has a lot of cleavage.
Yeah,
a lot of people might want to follow the Pope. I'm sure, like her videos that she appears in will be record views.
She was never a Playboy bunny, right?
No.
Okay, because there was a TV show. There was an anime we watched. That
hold on.
Repaz
says she could hold the staff pretty well, and I agree with that statement. All right, keep going.
All right, so there was a character in an anime we watched. Not really like this figure that was drawn into a children's book that we always called the Nun Bunny.
Mm-hmm.
And her being a porn star, now being the Pope, she'd kind of be like a nun. And had she been a Playboy Playmate, then she could have really been a nun bunny. But no.
So
Okay, is someone knocking on my door? I think someone's knocking on my door.
What?
Someone knocked like 10 minutes ago, and they're knocking again. I think
get
it's
it.
my door.
Go get it.
I'll be right back.
I want to know who it is.
Coming.
This is not a bit, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know what's going on right now. If you don't expect something crazy and funny to happen here. Yeah, I think Pulp Jenna Jameson, it's a good choice. And she could hold the staff well. She could dress well for the part. Let's see what OJ's doing. Get his final word at it. He's talking to someone. Live television. Or live internet. I don't know what you call this. I hear yelling. Is he in trouble? Should I call the cops or something? Here he comes. Are you alright?
Sorry to leave you hanging. That was my neighbor.
What did he say?
They were having a problem with their phone. They wanted to test it out. But I don't have a home phone, so...
You told him to go get the F out?
No, I said, I'm sorry, I can't help. I don't have a home phone.
All right,
By the way, my neighbor is like the coolest guy, but we can talk about that later.
Yeah, your neighbor said that I looked like the guy from, what? Remember this?
Freecreditscore.com.
Yeah, the freecreditscore.com commercials. John's neighbor said I look like that guy from that commercial. That's not even true.
Oh,
is that true at all? Anyone?
I don't think so, but I don't remember. Maybe I'll drink.
Yeah,
some
people
water.
are saying, "What are you talking about?" People are saying, "No, I don't know what that was." I think he was trying to make fun of me or something. I don't know what's going on. All right, final word on Jenna Jameson as the Pope. We got to move on past this ridiculous segment.
There's too many sacrilegious things I could say right here, right now.
Yeah, but it's a whole new Catholicism, John. It's a whole
Stop
new
saying
start.
whole.
That's what I'm getting at. How about like you get to appear in a movie with her if you decide to convert? Don't
All
you think
I'm
a lot
going
of
to
people
say,
would do it?
John, is that they'd be building a lot more rectories.
All right. There we go. And the last one, John. I think this is probably a good choice. Who's winning right now? George W.?
Well, in your mind, yes. In my mind, it's still Michael Jordan.
Oh, my God. All right. Well, we'll have people decide. But I have one more, and I think we said Jenna Jameson is kind of the opposite, but in many ways the same as well. Someone that's great at talking to people, listening to their problems, figuring them out, and saying positive things.
Geraldo Rivera or Dr. Phil?
Oprah Winfrey. You were close.
We're done. No.
She's the Pope? No? Why? You hate Oprah?
No. Oh, okay. Well, you know what I'm picturing, though? I'm picturing everybody check under your pews. Salvation for everyone.
Wouldn't that be great, though? I would follow her as a Pope. No?
Oprah? I don't know. It's not Oprah that I mind so much as her fan club.
The moms? You don't like the moms?
Here's the thing. Here's I've got the same gripe with Oprah I have with Rachel Ray. Aside from Rachel Ray's creepy dead smile.
I like Rachel Ray a lot, so be careful what you say.
My gripe with Oprah is the fact that she has a magazine named after herself.
She has a whole TV network.
Yeah, that too.
So that's
that bugs the heck out of me.
You don't like that.
Oh,
yeah, but if you had a magazine which you are behind and you write it and you pick the articles and stuff, and you have a fan base, wouldn't you want them to know it's your magazine? What do you want her to call it?
It just seemed excessive. Everyone knows it's Oprah.
Because she's like a brand. You don't like that.
Everyone knows it's Oprah. Who's going there to give you indulgence, being your Pope for all she can see. I'm done.
So she's out as Pope?
I think I would rather have George W. Bush as Pope than Oprah Winfrey. She's more respectable. Did I just say she was more respectable than a president of the United States?
I think she is,
I almost said that. Look, Oprah has really accomplished a heck of a lot. All right?
Yeah.
I really have absolutely no complaints with her.
If you met her, would you spit on her or would you shake her hand?
I would shake her hand if
you say,
once
hello,
I got
Moj.
over the fact that, oh my gosh, it's the zicking Pope.
What would you say? Hello, Moj. Can I film you while you throw yourself on the floor 5 times now? Or would you say, hello, this is OJ. Do you know Jadiekins as well as I do?
And
All
the
right.
sign of a good comedian
Well-
is wrapping everything up and tying it all together.
Yeah, but if you say it too much, then it just becomes you're beating a dead horse, which I just did. If I waited longer, it would have been a good tie-in. At the end of the day, George W. Bush wins, John, because it's been proven that you cannot beat him in elections, even when he does not have as many votes as the other person.
In the right counties, either, for that
So,
matter.
George W. Bush is the new Pope, ladies and gentlemen. His new Pope name will be Pope what, John? I can't come up with anything right now.
Altair.
What's that?
Altair Ezio.
Pope Altair. The
There's
first.
got to be 3 names. Altair. You know what? I'm going to take something from Jared Stearns to remind me of Altair Ezio Drake.
Right. Okay.
That's his Pope name.
All right. There we go. Excellent.
Someone's going to really hate us for this, by the way.
What do you mean? We're Catholic. Don't you understand? You can make fun of your own people and your own self. And no one can say anything about it.
So I can make fun of white people?
Oh, yeah. Say whatever you want.
Sweet.
If we weren't Catholic, then it'd be kind of almost a very insulting thing we just did. And very,
My gosh, like
but we are
white
that. So
people, like me, like we burn so fast in the sun. Like I get sunburned in 2 seconds.
that's because you got that Irish in you.
Gar.
What are you, Irish?
Quarter
Irish? 50% Italian?
quarter Irish, a quarter Italian, a quarter Sicilian,
Oh, come on
eighth
with that.
German, and eighth either French people. French people move to Canada or Canadian.
I want to have
We're
an
not
Italian
really sure.
person on here. Tell me if you should say I'm half Sicilian, half Italian. I don't know if that's... You should do that.
My mom does.
Does she really? All right, maybe it's true.
Says she's
then.
half Italian, half Sicilian.
All right, maybe you're supposed to do that, though. I don't know. To me, it's the same, really. I mean,
I don't know. Well, if you've seen A True Romance, there's a lot of things to say about Sicily that isn't very nice, which stinks because it's supposed to be a very beautiful place, and I want to visit.
we should go. I would love to go.
Oh, that would be so cool.
I have family members there.
I wonder if I do. Ramborgian field trip.
Yes.
I want some limoncello.
People are saying some crazy stuff right now in the chat. I can't respond. I can't repeat.
About
It has to do with the Pope. How many young children will he hang out with? I will not
understood.
Continue with that. Let's kind of change gears here. Talk about some video game stuff quickly. You and I started watching the videos for this game Injustice: Gods Among Us.
Excuse me. Oh my. Yes.
We
Excuse
got
me.
on this kick the other day. We started watching one of them. What did we see? They're doing like this tournament or something, which I think is completely rigged. Cause I don't.
I think you vote for who's going to win,
Oh, okay.
and then
That's
they
how it
stage
works.
a fight.
All right. So we started watching these things. We watched a bunch of them. I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah, I
think
think.
it's
I
gonna-
think. Yeah.
Go ahead.
I think I know who's going to win.
It's gonna come down to Superman and Batman, basically, is the way.
No, they're just going to keep voting that Aquaman wins.
I think he lost already.
Really?
I don't.
I
Oh
thought
no,
the
that's
power
coming
of the
up.
troll was invincible.
It's Green Lantern versus Aquaman on Friday, but you can vote right now.
Yeah.
I'm not telling anyone to vote, by the way. I don't really give a crap. We're not sponsored by them or anything. We're just talking about. I'm not going to vote, so don't do it. I think it's going to come down to Superman and Batman. The game looks pretty fun. I'm going to get the game, right? You're going to get it?
I think I'm going to have to if it sounds this fun.
I definitely would love to play with.
Game
I love to play with you. I love to play with Phil. And we sit
Get
there.
the
and-
Xbox version?
Oh yeah.
Oh, man, I'm going to have to reactivate live.
Well, I can get it for PlayStation if you want. I don't care.
Ah, no, I got the stick for Xbox, man.
But I love to play it and just go through all the different stuff. It looks crazy, like the level attacks and
Dude, you're just...
crazy stuff.
Somebody got thrown through a wall, and all of a sudden, like, Darkseid's there, and he just beats the tar out of him.
Yeah, and he throws them back. I
It's
see ridiculous stuff like someone with Bane. He goes through like the sun. And he comes out. He comes out the other
Superman
side.
does?
No Bane. Yeah, a lot of it's ridiculous. Cause I was watching one with you. It was like Green Arrow and Hawkgirl, and you were getting all mad. Cause you're like, he'd be dead right there. He'd be
A
dead.
spike entered his cranium.
He'd be like, he'd be dead there. He'd be dead here. But it's, you take it for what it is.
Hilarious and awesome.
So anyway, speaking of this game, I'm excited about this game. And somebody actually sent me a message. We did the comic book show last week, John. You remember that, right?
Yeah.
And he goes, if you're into comics, I know you're interested in the Injustice game. You got to check out the Injustice comic books that are coming out. I didn't even know about this. There basically is one. It comes out every Monday, and there's already 9 issues, and they're only $1 each. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna check this out, right? And I got the digital versions.
Wait, they're only $1?
They're only $1 each. They're kind of short though, so it makes sense. I don't know. It's once a week. So on my phone, I could read the digital comics. So I don't have to have them pile up like I had last week with the 17 boxes of comics. I don't want to do that anymore. So I get like 3 of them. I start reading them. This is the darkest freaking DC thing I think I've ever read in my life.
Darker than Mortal Kombat versus DC?
It's horrifically... Oh, yes. It's horrific, John. The things I was reading, but I was horrified. I read this before I went to sleep, and I was just like... I was like disturbed by all the things I read.
Darker than Identity Crisis?
It's freaking dark, man. It's freaking dark. You gotta read it. I recommend people check it out. It's a little... If you like your superheroes a little lighter, you might not like it, but this is the storyline for the game, dude. Superman's a villain in the game. Did you know this?
This is like Irredeemable.
Yeah, but what happens is it starts off with him and Lois are like in bed, right?
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden he wakes up. Superman wakes up and he hears a heartbeat. And he goes, oh, Lois is pregnant. He knows because you hear the heartbeat right away because he's so super and all that shit. And he's so happy, dude, right? He's so freaking happy. He flies around. He goes to see Batman to tell Batman and to tell him he wants him to be the godfather of the child. Meanwhile, Lois goes out. She gets kidnapped by the Joker. And I don't want to spoil too much, but what happens is Joker tricks Superman into killing Lois and the kid. That's the storyline for the game. So what happens is he goes completely insane and he becomes like a tyrant. He takes over the world and he wants all the villains killed. And that's the storyline. What the hell,
We need
man?
to make T-shirts that say Luther was right.
Yeah. And
what the hey?
so that's the storyline of the comic. The comic's completely crazy. I can't believe that DC's even allowing this to be done. But it's
I think
actually...
they saw that Irredeemable was really successful and decided they'd go for the same thing.
I don't know Irredeemable. Was that similar?
I was reading I read the first book
Yeah.
and basically there's a superhero who's basically he's for all intents and purposes he's Superman.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's got like flamethrower eyes that just melt everything. He can fly.
So it's not actually Superman, though.
Not invulnerable. He's basically Superman.
But he's not. They don't. It's. Was it not DC or something? It's someone else.
It's not DC. It's like Image. Not Image. It's some other comic company.
So it's basically like someone wrote a Superman story. DC said no, and the guy just made it anyway with his own character.
Well, what ended up happening is that something happened to this guy. Like he's got super hearing, and like he hears people. He's really nice at first, but no matter what he does, he always hears someone complaining, like,
Yeah.
"Why didn't you help me?" Blah, 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 blah. And like the one guy out of the 10,000 who was complaining about him, like every time, just drove him insane.
Yeah.
And he just starts killing everybody.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and what happened with his version of with like the Lois Lane in his universe?
Yeah.
I don't know if you want me to spoil it, but it's hilarious.
Go ahead. I don't care.
Spoiler alert. What ends up happening is I think she's a reporter for a TV network, right?
Uh-huh.
This girl. And and she's basically dating the superhero alter ego. But there's this creepy guy who works at the TV station in the editing room who's just really creepy. And she always is skeeved out by him. And then one of these days he goes, "Hey, come here, I need to talk with you. I'm superhero guy." And she freaks out. She just goes AWOL on him. She goes berserk. Like, "Oh gosh, how are you lying for me? You were spying on me this whole time. That's super creepy. Oh my gosh,
She doesn't like
I don't
it.
know who you are." And she's just like, "Forget it. We're done. We're through."
Well, that's what would happen in real life. Because you think about it, if you have an entire relationship and then the whole thing's you have a whole other side to yourself. I mean, it's kind of like you, right, with the Jadiekins thing, right?
What?
So, anyway, would you got to read these comics, man. If you set up the digital comics thing, I could friend them to you.
What does that mean? I could just read them?
I'd have to buy them for you. I could send them to you though.
Or I could just buy them. It's $9, right?
It'd be $9, yeah.
It's
freaking dark. I don't know if I like it or not. I don't know. It's crazy, man.
Well, if it sets the game up nicely, then
yeah.
All right. I'd be willing.
Yeah, you got to give them credit for trying something different because everyone always rips on them for doing the same thing. And the game could have been something lame, like Lex Luthor and Joker have joined up, and now the heroes must fight in a tournament to I don't know, something. Something basic they would do. They did something completely different and crazy, and we'll see what happens.
Why are people who aren't Superman fighting each other?
Because what happens is Superman takes over the world, like I told you, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Batman is leading like the insurgents that are trying to like take him out. It's like him with a group. I think Wonder Woman's with Superman.
I could see that.
And some people are with Superman, some people are not.
Wonder Woman's like, now's my chance.
Luthor's actually with Superman.
His pants.
Luthor and Superman are together, yeah.
What?
But it looks like Luthor might double cross him, or I don't know. Who knows?
No.
Yeah.
You
so that's
think?
That's injustice. Here's something video game related I want to talk about quickly. This is kind of crazy, dude. I was really amazed by this, right? Now, if you remember the F-Zero game for the GameCube came out.
That was really hard.
You and I used to play that game. I love that game. I love all the F-Zero games.
It was one of the few games I could ever beat you at.
That's because of the controller. I didn't like the GameCube controller for it, so I actually got a PlayStation converter to use on the GameCube so I could play it with you. But I love all the F-Zero games, and I love that one in particular. Super Nintendo is probably my favorite, but the GameCube game one I really like.
Yeah, plus it had multiplayer.
Yes, yeah. So, something interesting happened with this game, the GameCube version. Somebody was messing around with like the files of it. I guess probably like the ROM, right? They were going through like
probably a ROM, yeah.
They were going through like the behind the scenes stuff on it. And if you remember, during this time, Namco made that game, and they put out F-Zero GX for the GameCube, and then there was F-Zero AX for the arcade.
Yeah, yeah.
And there's very few American arcades had it. Maybe one in.
I never got to play it.
I saw it maybe once, but I couldn't play because I was in a stupid tournament, wasting my time like I did back then. And what happened was, John, somebody was messing around with this game. They found out that the entire arcade version is on the GameCube disc.
Really?
Yes, they put it on there for some reason, but they never did anything with it. It's on the disc, the entire thing. So what happened was somebody used like the not the Game Genie, whatever they had during that era. I can't quite remember. Action Replay. Action Replay. There's a sequence on the Action Replay you could do. Anyone could do this right now that has this game and the Action Replay, and it unlocks the game.
That's amazing.
And this just happened now in 2013. The game's from when? A long time ago.
Does it ask you to insert coin?
It probably just, I don't think it's like exactly the same, but it's basically a build of the game, and you can just play it.
Interesting.
So I
think, weird.
Yeah, I think maybe we should do it.
Play it?
Yes.
That would be fun, but you'd probably still win.
So now I have to buy an Action Replay. I always hated those things. I never liked those things that much.
Yeah. I had one for the PS1. It was okay.
Yeah.
Didn't really use it to cheat, except for watching the videos on Twisted Metal 2.
Well, what's cool about it, though, is like people found this out years and years later. I wonder if you go through other games, if you could find secret things on them. Like you go through like the Guitar Hero games and you find like an actually good game on the disc. I think that's possible.
Hey.
Or like
Hey. Guitar Hero 1 and 2 were pretty fun, all right? So F you. And I still enjoy Rock Band, you jerk face.
Yeah, I had to work at the store. People brought back all the broken crap, the broken guitars and stuff, and for forever in my life.
Whatever.
But I wonder if you go through these old games, you find other things. What do you think you might find? Maybe like Castlevania. What do you find on there?
On Castlevania, you probably find, oh gosh, what's her name? The French Julia Child's cooking game.
Who knows what's out there?
And it's like the Iron Chef, except the secret ingredient is always garlic.
So we got to start going through every game that came out.
No, I know what you'd have to cook, John.
Yeah.
You know what's in Castlevania? The recipe for wall ham.
Okay.
Because you break open the wall, and there would be ham.
There could be all kinds of things.
The recipe for that ham is on the game.
What about Resident Evil? What's on there?
It's obvious, isn't it?
What's that?
Recipe for a Jill sandwich.
What does that mean?
In the room where you have to put the busted shotgun in place of the real shotgun before leaving, or you get crushed to death.
Yeah.
If you're playing as Chris, you die. If you're playing as Jill, if I remember correctly, then Barry comes and busts the door open to save you before you would die. And someone says, phew, almost became a Jill sandwich.
So an actual sandwich is on there.
Yeah.
All right, well, you're going to have to go through these games and find some stuff for me.
Resident Evil 2, however, has a recipe for a tofu sandwich.
All right. Let's move away from this now.
Well, I just wanted to say...
yeah, go ahead.
So I had a little bit of free time this weekend.
Yeah.
I mean, actually, if you want, let me get into this, if you don't mind, for a couple minutes, John.
That's perfectly fine. This is what we do here.
I wanted to talk about this. There's one thing I highly recommend that everybody does.
Yeah.
Take a day and do absolutely nothing. Take a page from Office Space. Sit at home, play some games, read a book, do whatever you want, ignore everyone, and just take a day for yourself to regain some zicking sanity.
OG's advice, ignore everyone.
Wonders. For one day. Just give yourself this day is your day, all right? This is the day for you to do what you want to do.
Well, unfortunately, as I'm sure you know as well, it's hard to find that day.
It's incredibly hard. I've been freaking out. I needed just a day to decompress and relax, so I took Saturday to be that day.
Did it work for you?
Well, after I had to do something for work, yes, it really did.
So you didn't really get to do it.
Like, once we hit 1 p.m., the day was mine.
Yeah.
And I did whatever I wanted. I cleaned up the house a tiny bit. It's still a hard mess, but not as bad. I went and bought some really tasty food to eat. I ate a bag of truffles that were delicious before they were bad. I'd had them for a while. They were super good. And then I just sat back and I was like, well, I've got all this time and I had a choice. I could do something constructive that required mental effort, or I could just play some video games. So I elected to play Team Fortress 2 because I do too much and I didn't want to have my brain active at all. And I highly recommend everybody does this at some point. It's really, really good. And I ended up playing TF2. And you know what? Even though I was kind of in my own little bubble, I talked with a couple friends. I actually, and we ended up playing a cooperative man versus machine Team Fortress 2 game for like 2 hours. And with the rest of the day being all to myself, that was a lot of fun. And Man vs. Machine is really fun.
Yeah, you seemed a little bit more relaxed on Sunday, I think.
Yeah, I needed that so badly. You have some idea.
Yeah.
And now, John, I get the feeling that you are pretty much always on, always thinking, always working, always doing something. Even when you're not.
I don't have the luxury of stopping because there will be no food for me to eat and put into my face if that's the case. So.
I really think
sometimes sometimes I'll just like turn I think an important thing people don't do anymore is just turn off all the stuff.
Yeah, that's it.
Like from time to time, I'll go I'll leave the house without the phone. And this might sound crazy to people. What are you talking about? We used to do this all the time. We used to not have cell phones. We used to go out without.
Long ago.
And long ago, and people you were with, you would lose them, and you'd have to find them in the mall because you'd know where the hell they were. And there's all kinds of watch sitcoms from the '90s. Most of them are about not being able to find someone in the in a parking lot or something. Seinfeld. But so yeah, sometimes you just gotta get away from all the internet stuff. So just turn on, leave the phone at home, just go out. If I'm just going to the store or something, and
yeah, that's all it takes.
Just turn off the outside world as much as you can. Sometimes,
you just need to.
It will drive you crazy.
Yeah, you just need to relax. That's my relax sound.
Good. You know what I did this weekend? While you were doing that, I saw that a new Oz movie.
Oh, yes. How was that?
It's good.
I know a few of my friends really don't like James Franco.
Oh, he's great.
But I have no such prejudices.
No, he's fine. What do you want?
I don't know. What's funny is they were trying to figure out his name, and I'm like, that Crystal guy, he was in that movie as a villain for a minute.
James Franco? They didn't know.
He was Green Goblin Jr. What?
The good Goblin.
No, that's the one I'm talking about. I'm talking about He was in, what was the movie? It wasn't a great movie. Yeah, he was in Green Hornet. He was in there for 2 seconds as Danny Crystal Clear, drug dealer. Yeah.
Yikes.
That's my thought process.
All right.
But yeah.
I thought it was fun. I'm a big fan of The Wizard of Oz. You like The Wizard of Oz? Are you there?
Yes, I'm nodding.
Oh, I wasn't looking at the screen.
Oh. Well, yes, I like
I was looking at some technical facts about Wizard of Oz. You know what year it came out? What year did it come out? Do you know?
Oh, gosh. Wasn't it in the 1800s or the 1900s?
1800s.
It's old.
Oh, come on, dude. It's in color. Are you crazy?
I'm talking about the book, man.
Oh, okay. The book's from 1900.
Okay, I was in the middle.
The movie came out in 1938. There's a few movies before that, but that's the one that everyone now watches, the Judy Garland version, 1938.
Yeah.
You think about how long ago that was. That's a crazy long time ago, man. Think about that.
Ridiculously long ago.
And that's a movie that everyone watches. Can you think of any other movie that people watch from
what year? 1933?
1938. I think Gone with the Wind came out the same year, which is crazy too.
That's 75 years old.
That's a long time. I mean, and that's a movie that'll probably go on forever, I think, right? I
think so. That's even outlast It's a Wonderful Life.
Those are ones people watch, but it's crazy. And then there's a movie in 2013 that's based on or loosely based on a book that was written in 1900.
Yeah, was this actually based on like one of the other Oz books, or?
I don't think so. I think they just did whatever they wanted. Did you ever do that thing with Wizard of Oz, the Pink Floyd thing?
No, where you start Dark Side of the Moon when the lion roars?
Someone on YouTube has the sync up. They have the entire movie with the full album that plays with it.
Can you hear the dialogue of the movie still?
No.
Oh.
I don't think you're supposed to.
Oh.
But some stuff lines up. Like Pink Floyd, they always denied it. They said that there was no way for them to actually do it because there was no like VHS copies and they couldn't have actually like... They claimed that they couldn't have done it, but it was impossible to do. I tend to believe them. I tend to believe them.
I'm not going to argue with the folks from Pink Floyd because, first of all, Dark Side of the Moon is an amazing album.
Yeah.
Second of all,
some stuff does line up, though, which is weird. But I think what people got to realize is, like, editing of movies is similar to music, where there's, like, a timing to it. And it's usually, like, there's, like, a 4/4 time, or, like, a, whatever the count is, And it could be that the count of the songs is similar to the rhythm of the movie. Like, there's a rhythm to editing, So that's possible, some of it might have to do with that. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep a count going while you're talking, but I can't do it.
It's like you're playing patty cake with yourself. I don't know what's happening. So anyway, that's a little off topic, but one of the things I like about the Wizard of Oz is the music's like all-time classic stuff.
We're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz.
And this one doesn't have any music. I think they realized they couldn't basically compete with the music of that movie, so they just
with that movie. Or people would have just been like, "You're just ripping off Wicked. Come on."
Yeah, so I think people are just like, "Yeah, we're not even gonna try." So there was none. It was interesting because you knew like where it was gonna go because it's like a prequel basically.
Yeah.
And this is how it was kind of like how are they gonna get where they're gonna go. And it was cool. There's a twist in it. I'm not gonna spoil anything.
Yeah, someone already spoiled a little bit for me.
What's cool is
I'm not gonna say what it is.
All the advertising like the trailers and the advertising doesn't spoil like what happens, So I think that's a cool thing. And your boy Zach Braff is in that. I know that you like him.
Zach Braff's in the movie?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, that's your boy, right? You like him. So you love him.
When?
He's in the movie.
I have to see that right now. Right here, right now. That's it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I always thought Zach Braff was a cool guy.
There's some cool stuff, like when the witches fly, they tried to make it not look as good as they could have. It looks kind of like
make it look kind of fake?
It looks like how it looked. They tried to not copy it 100%, but they tried to kind of mimic some of the things that went on in the original. So it looks a little like it doesn't look right, but that's how it looked,
Yeah, it wasn't perfect.
Right. And the stuff they did back then, that's crazy. They did all that stuff, It's not as good as the 1938 movie. That's kind of weird.
How do you stand up to a classic?
But do you think about how, like you said, 75 years ago, and now you have all this technology and stuff. They do some cool stuff. Though, like, in The Wizard of Oz, it's black and white and it goes to color, right? Right?
Yes.
In this movie was black and white in like a 4:3 aspect ratio. And then it goes to color in 16:9, and it like opens up slow. It like slowly expands it.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So it was some cool stuff. I liked it a lot.
Glad to hear it.
It doesn't stand up to the that movie though in any way, from really any aspect. But it's a fun time. Take the missus out there. You guys could go.
Okay, maybe sometime soon.
All right. So that's it right now. Let's do some comments and stuff.
All right. Sorry, I'm confused. What is? I just saw an acronym I didn't get, but that's okay.
What are you talking about?
Slinky's saying OJ laughing at 69 SMH. OJ SMH. What does SMH stand for? I don't remember.
Is it so much hate?
Aww.
What's happening?
It's scratching my head or shaking my head, apparently.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
Sad.
Whatever.
All right. So now that we're going to go to...
What were you doing with the 69? What?
I was laughing at it, and he's shaking his head at me, but I can get behind that.
All right, whatever.
You know what I mean.
You guys have your own little thing going on. I don't know what's happening.
Our first comment is from someone whose name I will attempt to say pronounce correctly. Marusku. I'm sorry, Mr. WWE Scott asks, how did you keep your comics in such good condition?
Yeah, it's from last week in the comic book episode. You basically take them, you read them, bag and board. There's special bags and boards that comic shops sell. And you want to keep it in an area that's not, too much moisture in the air. And it's kind of like a dry place. Because what happens if it's like a like a basement or something? A lot of times what happens, you'll look at the comic, it'll be wet inside the bag.
And that's awful.
Because condensation will build up inside of it. So you want to get the bag and board, you want to keep air out of there, you want to keep it in a dry place.
Do you want to tape them? Do you tape the bags shut?
Yeah, you're supposed to. I usually don't, because if I want to read it, then I got to rip the tape off, and then you basically have a mess of tape.
Yeah, and you have to be careful not to accidentally tape the cover when you take it out.
That could happen as well. And you saw I had the giant size X-Men. For that one, I have a special light canceling shield over it.
You mean a shoebox?
No, it's a yellowish hard shell
one. Yeah,
and it blocks out all light, so the light doesn't get on it and basically like wash away the colors, over time. It's a whole thing.
That's the only way you get me to wash anything.
And to quote the movie Mallrats, which is a great movie, how do you hold a comic? You hold it like you hold a woman. And there you go.
With a sheet of plastic in between?
I guess so. That's in the movie. I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's from that movie.
All right. So our next comment is somewhat sacrilegious.
What?
Yeah, you want me to read this whole thing?
Yeah, go ahead.
Now, everyone, I do not agree with this, but it's in the list of comments to be read, and John has given me express permission to read this horrifying, terrifying comment from SnideX9. Bow down to the mighty Ron Jambo. Bow down to the mighty Ron Jambo. Wow, this is like a tongue twister. Bow down to the mighty Ron Jambo. 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 Bow down to the mighty Ron Jambo.
All right, that's it. That's enough,
There's
OJ.
5 more.
I won't take it.
There's 5 more.
I can't believe you even would read this on the show.
I told you it was bad.
This is garbage. And
this is atrocious.
We were introduced to AJ last week, which I don't even know what that stands for. Perhaps, what do you think that stands for, AJ?
I don't like the way you phrase that. You put the comment in the wrong spot. You didn't pause properly.
What do you mean?
Just ask, what do you think AJ stands for?
What do you think AJ stands for?
Probably another John.
So another John and Ron Jambo are out there, probably having sex with each other. God only knows what they're up to.
No, that is a thing that will not happen.
These disgusting clones.
No, I know.
That freaking make out with each other and
grab
each other's asses.
No, that's not a thing.
Ron Jambo was created from my pubes. He was cloned from. I'm sorry, from my DNA sample. And I don't even know how AJ was created. Do you have any idea about this?
One word, obviously.
It's from the Pulp.
Pulp.
It was a Pulp clone.
If that's the case, we could have just called him PJ, I guess. But
PJ?
yeah, I feel kind of sick now.
Why?
I don't think it's my dinner.
Why are you sick?
Because this comment happened.
All right, just keep going.
Rice Bottle 23 says, "Dang it, I just want to hang out with OJ." Well, he watched The Last Airbender, has balls of steel to jump off a tower, hates Rob Liefeld, and plays tabletop games and comics. So cool.
You're very popular, John. People don't
don't
realize that about John. Like when you first meet him, they're like, "Who's this guy?" Talking about how he's gonna get a gun. No, in reality, is like you have like a ton of friends. How many friends do you have? You have more friends than the average person, I think. And you try to like hang out with them all and talk to everybody. Most people are like, I can only have like 4 people that I talk to, and that's enough. You have like 100 people that you try your best to like talk to and be nice to.
That's why I needed Saturday off.
Because you're friends.
I just needed to see no one and do nothing.
Well, you're a popular guy.
I wouldn't go that far, but
That's a good thing. And Mark says he's going to kidnap you.
I'm not. Don't kidnap me, Mark, please. I need to be not kidnapped. So many things I have to do here yet alive.
All right, let's keep it moving.
Okay. Our next comment is from Justy Suomesta. Rambo has new hat?
I don't think so. I have this one here. It's got like cards on. Oh, here it is, cards. What we're talking about doing is making maybe some. I feel like I need a new hat. I got the skull hat. I got this one. I'm kind of tired of them.
Oh.
I could just wear no hat. That'd probably be the smartest thing to do. But I think what I want to do is maybe get some new stuff.
Okay.
And we were talking to your girlfriend about making some related stuff to us hats.
That would be pretty cool.
So maybe we'll get one of those someday.
I would approve of that message.
And I'll wear it and see if people like it. Maybe we'll do some kind of merchandising thing with it. I don't know. We'll see.
I'm all for that.
All right.
Keep yourself warm in the winter and keep yourself looking cool.
All right, let's keep going.
Fine. Celtic Bird asks, John, seeing that you're an avid lover of music, is there any chance you could show us your CD collection? I would love to see and compare my collection to yours.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Like, similar to the comic book thing that we did.
Yeah.
The problem is a lot of my stuff's digital now.
Like
I saved it all to the computer and then I got rid of the discs because I just have no space.
Oh,
but I could do like a screen cap and then be like, here's this.
Oh no, I've got all my CDs and stuff, and I just download them to the machine. But I have one bookcase where I just keep it all.
The problem with that, it's kind of lame to do like a music show, like oh, here's my CDs, but you can't play any of the music because then we'll get like copyright strikes and everything. So that'd be kind of weird. Like, this is a really great song. You can't hear it, but I think it's pretty good.
I love the song "Take a Walk" by Passion Pit. Here is a song inspired by that song. We'll have
you play the song on your device, whatever that thing is, the recorder.
My Irish whistle?
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
All right, let's keep going.
All right. Our next comment is from Dylan Cornejo. Good job, guys, lol. You are the best show I have ever invested my time in.
Well, thank you, sir.
Aw.
Appreciate that.
Very kind of you.
I hope that, yeah, I mean, we always say free and optional. I talked about this before. It's really not free. It's it's a lie that I tell everyone. It's a lie. It's free and optional because you spend money. That's one thing. You spend your time. That's actually more important because you only have so much time on this earth.
Yeah, and the fact that we've got so many people donating to us their time every week is just
so that's that's payment and this is the greatest payment someone could ever give to you, and we try to make it worth your time. I mean, hopefully, sometimes it's probably not. So hopefully, most of the time it is. It's
the greatest compliment one of the greatest compliments you can get from anybody is that they're willing to spend their time on you. A portion of their finite lives they have spent on you. So thank you all very much.
Yes. We are very grim sometimes. I understand that. We always gotta
That
bring
was grim. That was thoughtful.
We're probably bringing death into things like that.
I didn't say anything about death. I just said it was.
Well, I kind of brought it in. Well, we're very dark. We're very mysterious, dark people, and we sit in shadows and think deeply about all kinds of things.
And perform magic?
What? Oh, yes. And we have T-shirts with OJ and a midget on it.
Hey, that's Penn Jillette
All right,
and
going.
Teller, that guy who does magic.
Yeah.
Anyway, we have one additional comment here and a reply.
Mm-hmm.
Mibton says, "Hi, John and OJ. Just want you guys to know you have helped me in the hardest time of my life. I am 16 and recently discovered I have cancer of the blood, and you guys have kept me smiling through the worst of it. I watched the show every day as much as I could in my 5-week hospital stay, and now I am home. I can tell you guys just how great you are. And also, keep up the good work. Your friend, Jack."
Well, that's the last part is the right part. It's, he said, friends. And that's how I look at it. And, I can only imagine what it's like to go through. We wish you nothing but the best. And like you said, we're friends. Yeah. You consider me a friend. I consider you a friend. If there's anything we could do at all, let us know. If you want to, if you'd like to come on the show, obviously that's open to you as well. If there's anything that we could actually physically do for you, just let us know. We'll definitely do that to the best of our ability. And we're here for you, and everyone, all the Ramborgians are here for you. Everyone in the chat's here for you, and we're gonna do whatever we can to help you during this awful situation that's going on right now.
Yeah, just stay strong, recover, and do the best you can. We're here for you.
He's gonna be all right.
Yeah. And we actually had a reply. We have a reply listed here from Cyberdemon 531, our friend Cyberdemon.
Yes.
Take your time and recover the best you can. Good
Cyber
advice.
Demon showing
Nice
another
concept.
side of Cyber Demon here. And I agree with what he has to say.
I don't really know what else there is to add to that.
Do the best you can in life. That's what life's all about.
It's all anything anyone can do. I mean, what else?
The thing about life, you have such little control over things.
Mm-hmm.
You're dealt things. Things are done to you. Things are working against you. And the best thing you can do, you can't let it defeat you.
Nope.
And you just have to try the best you can to get through it. And I know you will get through it.
Mm-hmm. Don't let it bring you down. Just go on.
And when you do get through it, you're going to be a better person than 99% of these jokers walking around out there, because you went through something traumatic and made it through. And we're here to help you get through it best we can.
Yes, sir.
All right. Is that it for the comments today?
Yes, sir.
Let's do some calls. We promised them as well.
All right. This can only end in awesome.
Slinky, we're calling you, man.
Call on me. Call me. Wow,
Booma.
I am twitching out.
We're calling you,
Can anyone else see
Booma.
that?
What do you mean twitching out?
On the stream. Did anyone else see that, or was that just me?
I think we got Slinky. Is he there? I don't hear the Celtics game on. I don't think he's there.
Oh.
Yo.
How you guys been?
Good, man. What's going on?
Oh, man, we got a diagnostic message, John. You see that?
Yeah, I see. Hold on.
Welcome.
It says some people need Skype 5.0. That's what it says.
I'm just on my iPod. I think that's what he's doing too.
You're on your iPod?
Yeah. He's
Wow.
doing that too, so
Oh, what do we got? Is he calling you?
he'll answer. Just
So, you got the American Idiot album cover with a grenade and then a nuclear explosion. Are these two related?
it comes from the line "She holds my heart like a hand grenade," which is from "She's a Rebel," I believe.
Yep.
But this was a very good album. It will be a classic one day, and I think lots of people say it's like one of the greatest albums of the decade.
I think so.
Seriously, nothing else is even.
We had that on the other day, John. We were listening to that.
Yeah, but what I was saying.
And John, I put on Green Day, and John goes, he was messing with me, obviously, but he goes, oh, you like, what'd you say?
Sum 41.
Oh, you love Sum 41, don't you? And I go, no, and he goes, oh, you love Blink-182, don't you?
Hello?
He was
Oh,
messing
yeah, I
with
had
me.
it backwards, my bad.
Boomer,
Ah.
All right.
What's up?
what's going on
Yo.
today, guys? You wanted to come on last week, so we made sure we got you in today. What are we doing today?
Yo.
We're gonna tell an interesting story about a somewhat near-death experience, I would say.
All right, go
No.
for it. I'm going to sit back. You guys can take control here.
Uma, do you want to start off this time?
I don't really know how.
All right, I'll get the background. The background is I was walking around with my friends one day in the woods, and I see something on the dirt. I see a dollar bill. I'm like, I'm going to go walk over and pick that up. Someone left it there. So I walk over the mud, and I fall straight down to my knees. And I try to get out. I struggle. It seems I'm stuck. I'm like, okay, I'll just find a way out. But then I start sinking. And I'm like, oh, this is quick mud. Which is a legitimate thing. It's quicksand, only with mud. So,
Wow, you guys have that there?
yeah, in my backyard, in my woods.
Where are
Holy
you?
crap. It's in Mass.
Wow.
So what happened?
So I warned Boom about this, but he doesn't believe me. So he comes over, he's walking all over the mud, being all cocky. And I'm like, so we finally reach the end of the trail. And it's like, I'm like, all right, I'm heading back now, but I'm not going over that quick mud. He's like, come on, it doesn't exist. So I'm like, all right, I'm taking the trail
I
back.
didn't believe him.
I'm like, I'm taking the trail back. You can take the quick mud, but I'm not going
He
to help
stayed
you.
behind. He started
So-
cleaning his shoes. So I decided to take my own path back to his house. And turns out there's some mud. I decided to step over it. And there was water underneath the mud, and I fell in it.
Oh.
So I'm just cleaning the mud off my shoes, and I hear a little help. And I turn around, and it's down to the knees in the quick mud.
Oh
Wow.
my gosh.
There were other
So-
people out there, and they were just sitting there laughing at me.
As
So,
was I.
I got a question. Did someone plant that dollar as bait?
Probably.
I don't know whether to high five them or smack them in the face.
I would have done the same. To be
You see a
completely
random
honest.
dollar, good never comes of that. So like this mud would actually like let's say no one helped you out, would you actually get like pulled on like underneath or what? Or is it not deep enough?
Yeah, I was kind of slowly sinking down, but I think it would have stopped eventually.
Yeah.
From what I've read, it was like it can range from anywhere from 2 feet to like 12 feet or something like that.
Wow.
12?
Damn.
All right, you gotta walk around with a grappling hook from now on.
John, we don't have that around here, right?
I've never seen.
I've never heard of it.
in person. I don't think that's a big worry around here.
Yeah.
I didn't either, but you never know.
That's pretty crazy.
Does that make that a mass hole?
Speaking of
Yeah.
holes, did you hear about the golfer who fell in the sinkhole?
No, what is this?
A golfer, he was putting, or was it? Yeah, he was golfing, and his golf landed in the sand. So he went over to pick it up, and he fell in the sinkhole.
Oh,
Like he was buried?
They got him out, but he was just walking to pick up his ball, and he just fell straight into
And
the
he's
ground.
got sand all in his underwear and everything. It's horrible.
oh, he ruined that outfit that cost more than my apartment.
Is this on YouTube? I gotta see this.
I don't know. I don't know if it was professional golf. I think it was just like some random guy.
Did you
golfing.
curse, John? They're saying that you cursed again in the chat.
I said mass hole because it's a hole in Massachusetts, which is often abbreviated mass. So
Claiming that you cursed. I don't know. We'll have to listen to it again.
Massachusetts is just full of massholes.
Especially when you're
Just regular
driving.
assholes.
Oh gosh, yeah, driving it's ridiculous.
Yes.
I don't get. I hate driving in Massachusetts, and I'm gonna be driving half of the way to PAX East next week.
Oh yeah, we'll be talking about that next
And-
week.
I'm
OJ.
going to be doing my darndest. I want to drive the beginning leg of the drive. I do not want to be driving in Boston because I will die.
You should catch a game with me in
Yes.
there. Place is crazy.
Oh, at Fenway?
No. TD.
TD
TD.
Garden. TD Garden.
Things,
Oh man, see the Celtics?
yeah,
Picks nothing but.
things got intense when the Knicks came to town. We lost, but things got intense.
Yeah, well,
In the
both
crowd.
teams are going to lose, so don't worry about that.
Oh boy.
Well, guys, I'm
Yeah.
glad you got killed in the quicksand.
Yeah,
or
seriously, I'm
the
glad you
quick
didn't
mud.
get buried alive.
I ruined my good shoes, though.
This is why you should just stay
Aw.
inside. You guys, you don't have to go outside anymore. This is what you'd had to do. You don't have to do that. You have
Yeah.
computers, you
Yeah,
have the phone. You don't have to go
Just do
outside.
what OJ said. Stay inside all day.
Ignore
Just
people.
once every month or two. And you don't need to go do an Augustus Gloop impression. I mean, it's completely cool not to.
Well, now we have a reason to not go outside when our parents get on our case for not going
You know,
outside.
there's mud out there that I could die from. Is that what you want, Mom? You want me to die?
There's mud out there. I
right.
can't do it. Are you trying to kill me actively?
All right, gentlemen, we're going to get out of here. We thank you, sirs. We'll talk to you soon.
All right.
Keep up your wild adventures. You let us know about them.
Yup.
Right.
All right, guys. Talk to you later.
See you
See
later.
ya.
Fun.
Bye. All right, man. That's going to do it. I had a good time today. Did you?
Yeah, it was pretty good.
We had a nice flow to things, I think.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
Reminds me that the mall near our house was built on a sinkhole, huh?
Yeah. Well, we have some swampland around here, but there's no, like... I don't know. I'm not sure what's going on.
Yeah.
You're twitching a lot. I don't know what's happening right now.
Yeah.
So next week we're going to have Ed for a little bit. OJ's getting ready for PAX East. We're going to talk about that. Maybe some of the stuff he's going to be doing. Whatever else goes on in this wacky world of ours that I happen upon in the various things I look at. And maybe George Bush will be the Pope.
It'll be an exciting week either way.
Yes, that's correct. Any final words, John?
Everyone, thank you for taking the time to join us this evening. We are very appreciative of your patronage. We love you. You are the Ramborgia. Be proud.
Very well said. Very well said. My friends, I'll miss you. But we will see you again in time. Stay safe this week. Don't do anything crazy. Kick some ass. Stay ballsy. And don't take any shit from anyone. We'll talk to you later. For OJ, this is John signing off. Thank you for being a part of JohnRamboPresents. You look like Max Headroom right now. That's what you're doing, the Max Headroom. That's what's happening, yeah.
The twitching, right?
Yes, the Twitcher, yeah.
Oh, gosh darn it, it stops whenever I start to twitch.
The very best in free and optional entertainment. And that's a fact, Jack. Take it to the bank. We'll talk to you later, ladies and gentlemen.